I'm Russ, and this video is all about water on Narrowboat, where we get it from, how much we use, and how much it costs us. Excuse me. Whew. Last chance saloon kid. Right, let's get into it. I live on Narrowboat, Lisa, spelt with a Z, and my wife and my two little dogs. One of the questions I get asked about from friends, family, work colleagues is about our water. Now, a lot of people assume that when you live on any type of boat that you're constantly moored, you've got a mooring, and with that comes the fact that you've got like electricity supply and a constant water feed. Because we're continuous cruisers, we don't. We have to carry our own water and almost like manage our own water to the next time we then fill up. So to that end, I wanted to talk about water. So we hold 400 litres of fresh water. And where we store it is probably the next question, is when you walk in through the front door, you'll see the step I'm sat on right here. That is our water storage. And it's brilliant because, like, as we found out, when we had that cold snap recently, there was like, it was like -5, -6, it was freezing, but we had no issues with our fresh running water because the water pipes are inside, the water's inside, so even during the middle of the night at its coldest, because we kept the temperature fairly ambient, it was all right, so we didn't have any issues. Now, that's not to say all narrowboats hold 400 litres of water. Some might hold more, some might hold less. Where are you going, kid? Ooh, it's risky, that, wasn't it? So if you do happen to live on a boat, let us know how much water you hold. Does our 400 litres look pathetic compared to yours, or are you like, oh, 400 litres? And one of the reasons I asked that is because when we used to live in a van, when we travelled around Europe, we had 150 litres, and we thought we were doing pretty well then. So to have 400 litres is like a game changer, isn't it, kid? Yes, you can drink as much water as you want now. Yeah, I'd be interested to know how much other boats hold. What else is there, Cook? What shall we cover? Basically, what I'll do is I'll show you where we get our water from, and then what I'll do after that is then I'll let you know how long our 400 litres lasts us, because that's what you want to know. Anyway, let's go. And this is one of those famous water points. So on the canal network, you get water points like this distributed everywhere. We can only speak from our experience in London because that's all we've been on the boat. And in London, there's not too many of these. So if you do happen to want to fill up at the weekend, you can find yourself in a bit of a nasty queue. Whenever we move the boat, we always fill up, and we'll always move during the week to avoid hitting those queues. Now, to answer the question, which I know you're all dying to know, how long does that 400 litres last us? It lasts us approximately 2 weeks, which works well with, you're supposed to move the boat every 2 weeks. Now, to put that 400 litres into what's the word I'm looking for? A comparison of what a normal household would do, a bricks and mortar household. The average household in the UK with 2 people uses 2,741 litres a day. So our little 400 litres lasts us quite well for 2 weeks. Here's a quick one for you as well. You're probably wondering why I'm filling this up. Sometimes, if work gets in the way or illness or something like that, we do run out of water because we've not moved the boat. We've got a couple of these, they hold 12 litres of water. You have to walk down or bike down to the water point, fill them up, and that 24 litres will last you a day, until it's time to move the boat at least. So, caveat number 1, showering. As you know, or may not know, we do actually have a shower on the boat. It's just, when we do shower, as you can imagine, it uses quite a lot of water up. So what we try and do most of the time is use the local gym. That's not to say we don't wash on board the boat. We do, obviously. Gibber washes her hair. And we have bird baths and that. And we use the shower if, like, we're particularly honking and we need a shower. But generally, get to the gym, which is great because it almost forces you to exercise. So, yeah, it's worth it. Caveat number 2. laundry. We don't have a washing machine on the boat, which means these stinky clothes gotta go to laundrettes. So, downsides of not having a washing machine. One, it's inconvenient. Two, it's gonna cost a lot more in the long run. But you know what? It saves us a hell of a lot of water, especially when you're like on a limited supply. Oh, it's slipping. And you know what? You're getting to help a local business. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna have to try and rescue these. Caveat number 3 is all to do about the toilet. So when I was a kid many moons ago, my mum and dad used to say to me, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And that's particularly apt for us. So a little bit of another knowledge bomb for you. 24% of a daily water usage in the average UK household comes from flushing the toilet. Now obviously we don't have a traditional water system, toilet system here. We've got the old porta potties. So what we do is literally let it mellow, and then once it gets full we go change it. But out of that 400 litres, we're not using essentially a quarter just to flush the toilet. So there you have it. That is all the information, barring one more thing which I'm going to tell you about, and that's how much it costs us. So we don't have a water bill as such. Here's a quick knowledge bomb for you. The average household in the UK spends £400 a year on water. So now you know that fact, I'll tell you how much we spend. What we have to get is a license, a yearly license off the CRT, the Canal River Trust people. And that license fee covers the maintenance of all the rivers and canal network, all waste disposal, but that's being like rubbish and sort of like number ones and number twos, and of course water. And I'm assuming that that's unlimited water supply, because there's nothing to say that we couldn't go refill our 400 litres every day. Obviously we don't, because well, we've got lives and we've got things to be getting on with, and that would be too much of a ball ache and a time constraint on that. So that's as much water as we want for the year. And what we pay for that, we pay £977 for all those amenities. So obviously we're not using as much water as a normal household, but I still think that's a pretty good deal, that we get all of that for less than £1,000 for 12 months. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Do you think that's a good deal? Or should we get onto CRT and be like, bring your prices down? And then finally, I wanted to give you my thoughts basically. What having a limited supply of water does for you, it actually makes you really appreciate water. So we're very lucky to be living in a time where we've got loads of creature comforts. We're never cold, we're never hungry. Generally, the Western world I'm talking about. And we've always got water supply, hot water as well. Living on a boat with a limited supply of water is actually quite freeing, and it makes you appreciate water. Now, I'm not saying that we're like Scrooge McDuck with our water. So like, we're not like, oh, better not have another coffee because, you know, we might run out of water, or if it's cold, we'll fill the hot water bottles up. Balloons, where did that come from? The hot water bottles up. We're quite free with it, but we're also very aware of our water consumption. And the time that presents itself most is when we go visit friends and family, or we go for a trip, we stay in an Airbnb, and we'll find ourselves, we're like using a tap, or you know, and we'll turn it on, do our thing, and then turn it off really quickly. Not like quick, you know what I mean? No, but we'll turn it off, and we're not. If we're brushing our teeth, we're not letting it just run, the tap run. So it is nice to, and this applies with electricity, with our heat, with the water, you have to manage it. You have to keep accountable for what you are using, and then you have to be thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead to like, we want to move on this day, so our water does have to last ideally until then. Otherwise it's a ball ache, because then you've got to go manually with those little tubs I've shown you, you've got to go get it, and then that's just biting into your day. So for us, it makes us really appreciate our water. There you go, that's just my thoughts. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. You know what? If you enjoyed this video, you'd like to see more of us living on a narrowboat, and you want to share with your friends and family, because sharing is caring, then please do the usual. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that. Until next video, laters.